What's up, everybody at Thralls of Metal? You don't know who I am. Would you like to know? Doubt it. My name is Rin, and I've been asked by my friends who aren't here right now to do my top 20 albums that got me into heavy metal. I had to narrow it down from about 142 to 20, maybe 25, don't tell them. When I first got into music, Weird Al Yankovic was the guy. Still is the guy. He's a guy, and loved Weird Al. Then I moved on to the next natural progression from Weird Al Yankovic is Elvis Presley. Became a big Elvis Presley fan. Went to Graceland when I was 12, because every 12-year-old wants to see where the king shot pool. Grew up on top 40 rock radio. You had your AC/DCs, you had your Zeppelins, you had your Sabbaths, you had your John Cougar Mellencamp's and what forth, your Tom Pettys and the Heartbreakers, and without the Heartbreakers. Debatable on which was better. My first foray into heavier music, I guess, would be after watching Wayne's World. I was like, I like Aerosmith. And I dove into Aerosmith. A lot of their old stuff. Before, I don't want to miss a thing. Not good. Not good. Toys in the Attic? Pretty good. Yeah. Kings and Queens? Not bad. Got into Queen. All of Queen is good. Really no jokes to make about Queen. Freddie Mercury. I was about 12, 13 when grunge came about. So I was a big Nirvana fan, big Soundgarden fan, Pearl Jam. So, Dirt. Probably the one of the first heavier albums got into. Them Bones. Wood. It's a question, not a statement. Junkhead. What's my drug of choice? I don't know. Could be anything. Anyway. Alice in Chains, Dirt. Lane Staley. Jerry Cantrell. Lycanez. The guy that plays the drums. Love it. Learn it. Need it. Metallica, the Black Album, was big at the time. But not going to do the Black Album because, everybody has it. Everybody bought 7-8 copies. That's why it still sells platinum per year. And Justice is probably, after I got the Binge and Purge box set, really got into And Justice. Not a lot of bass. No, not very bass heavy record. May have been a drum machine. Not entirely sure. But Blackened, Short as Straw, Harvester of Sorrow, To Live is to Die. That's true. It's true. But Metallica, a lot of people, it is what it is. Metallica, Kings, right? We're not talking about Stanger or nothing like that. You know, after Metallica, I guess the alternative metal was big into the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, big record. But a band that struck my fancy and still one of my top 5 bands of all time to this day. Metal or not, it's up for debate. Faith No More, Epic, is not on this album. But Jesus Christmas. Caffeine. Come on. Everything is ruined. Malpractice. Midlife crisis. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's Crack Hitler, Jizz Lauber. Come on now. Alright. Faith No More, Mike Patton is, He is Mike Patton. The first heavy metal album I bought the day it came out. I'd like to say that I helped make this album go #1 on the Billboard charts, because I bought it on cassette, and then about a month later I bought it on CD, because that's when I got my first Sony Discman. That's right. Far Beyond Driven is the first metal album I bought the day it came out, and it is the first and only heavy metal album of this magnitude to be #1. That knocked, I believe, Whitney Houston, perhaps, out of the top Billboard charts. Becoming. Strength Beyond Strength. I'm Broken. Good Friend and a Bottle of Pills, even, which is slaughtered. This album is the reason I am a metal fan, I believe, probably to this day, because Terry Date's production, the drums sound like shotguns, Dimebags guitars, and God love them. So the first metal show I ever went to was Pantera and this band right here, Sepultura. And this is the tour that they were on promoting the album. It was Pantera promoting Far Beyond and Sepultura promoting Chaos A.D. And I saw the video on Headbangers Ball. They're covered in mud and they're Brazilian and I don't know what they are. And it was amazing. Slave New World. Amen. Biotech is Godzilla. We who are not as others. Come on. Chaos A.D. It's hard to pick between Chaos A.D. and Arise, but Chaos A.D. for me was before Arise. I found that out before, and then I got the Under Siege VHS tape, which had a lot of the Arise stuff, which is fantastic. Continuing with that first show that I saw, Pantera and Sepultura, the opener, Biohazard, Brooklyn, New York, in your face, New York hardcore. My first experience of New York hardcore in general. Yes, it doesn't have to be from New York. Evan Seinfeld, Billy Graziade, Billy from Biohazard. Fantastic hardcore riffs. Chamber Spins 3, Punishment, black and white and red all over. Man with a Promise. Fantastic record. If you're into New York hardcore, Biohazard, Brooklyn, New York, in your face. I grew up on Headbangers Ball, so basically every video from Headbangers Ball played between 1993 and 1995. I watched, kind of worshipped, depending on who it was, and tried to buy their albums. Say what you will about his career now musically, but La Sexorcisto by White Zombie is a fantastic record. Welcome to Planet Black Sunshine, Thunderkiss, Thrust, Soul Crusher. Honestly, don't know the names of the songs, but the whole record you just put it on, only parts of the corpse have been removed. Fantastic. Sean was every Headbanger's back in the day. Respect her as a person and a musician. However, as a 13-year-old adolescent headbanger teenager wearing a shitty t-shirt, Sean, what can you say about heavy metal without talking about Slayer? Just waiting for you to answer. I can't hear you. YouTube. I guess the first Slayer I probably heard was Decade of Aggression, which was awesome because if you had a Walkman and some sweet headphones, you could pan it left and right and hear Carrie and Jeff on either side, so you could hear that was Carrie. But Seasons in the Abyss, love Rain and Blood, love South of Heaven, Haunting the Chapel, even though it sounded like it was recorded in Satan's echoey butthole, War Ensemble, Spirit in Black, Hallowed Point, Dead Skin Mask, Born of Fire, title track, the video with the pyramids, Egypt, Slayer. Come on. I mean, they're heavy, right? Slayer. Along with the Headbangers Ball video that got played a lot and that I got into is, I don't know how you would qualify these, dance metal, groove metal, a little more funk perhaps on certain tracks. Prongs Cleansing. Got the eyeball. Whose fist is this anyway? Pick up the broken piece. Snap your fingers, snap your neck. Tommy Victor, grizzly voice, also New York. Not really New York hardcore, but it's okay, you know, it's Prong's good. Cleansing, some of their other stuff, good. I like Prong, but it was, so I'm opening up for Ozzy in 95. It was also one of my first metal shows. Taking an adventure into thrash metal, beyond Metallica and Slayer. This band is a prolific metal band. They have many, many good albums, but this was the first album that I really got into by them, which is an album that I don't think a lot of people really think of when they think of this band, but Sound of White Noise by Anthrax. John Bush's first album with them. Joey Belladonna is Joey Belladonna, and he's a master. Only. Package Rebellion. Black Lodge. I'm a Twin Peaks fan. Black Lodge is killer. Room for One More. Just the lyrics. It doesn't matter how you wear your hair, it's what's inside your head. Come on, John Bush. Talk to me. That's not Bush League, it's John Bush League. Unfortunately, the other albums that he did with Anthrax aren't quite as spectacular as this one is, and I'm glad they got Joey back because everything they've done since Joey's been back has been fantastic. But Sonder White Noise, fantastic. Continuing on the Anthrax, Scott Ian kind of idea. It's another album that is a killer crossover hardcore thrash. S.O.D. Speak English or Die. Habla Inglés o Muerte. Probably not the most politically correct album nowadays, but when you hear Sergeant D kick in, good Lord Almighty, how can you top this? It was recorded in, 1985? Good God. Milk? It's a killer mash song about milk. My coffee grows cold. They got the damn song about Freddy Krueger when nobody knew who Freddy Krueger was. There was only 2 Nightmares on Elm Street by then. 1, actually. Yeah, 1. But S.O.D, Speak English or Die, fantabulous. You should listen to it now. Stop, turn off this video, and listen to Speak English or Die. So when I was 13 or 14, it's around 1994, there was a lot of different music that was coming out. And one thing they played on Headbangers Ball that entranced me, and I know it entranced somebody else that's a part of this program, is a little band, also out of Brooklyn, New York. Not so much hardcore, but the sexy typonegative. I'd like to say I lost my virginity to this record, but I don't think that's true. However, if you have not lost your virginity yet, I suggest Bloody Kisses by Typonegative. All the tracks. The whole time. Just on repeat. Black Number 1, Christian Woman. Kill All the White People, which... maybe. I Hate Everyone. Not personally. They wrote it. Great song. Summer Breeze. Makes me feel fine. The Drab 4. Bloody Kisses is fantastic, and when you're 14 in a room with a black light candle and a lava lamp, and you're writing really shitty poetry, Typonegative's the way to go. The rest of the stack's kind of disjointed, but I saw the video for this next band. It was the video called Shogun Named Marcus, off the album Transnational Speedway League by the band Clutch. Metal? Maybe. I don't know. Hard rock? Probably the best hard rock band that has been for the past 25 years. I would say. Neil Fallon is a lyrical madman. Jean Paul, come on. 12-ounce epilogue. Rats. And of course, Binge and Purge, which he says, motherfucker, 26 times. Now let me tell you, when you're 14 years old and you're starting a really crappy metal band yourself in a garage or a basement or an attic, when you cover that song and you're 14, you get to say that word 26 times, you feel I got a little hair on you. All of Clutch's albums. Name me one bad Clutch song. I dare you. Around 1994, I was catching up on the classics, your Slayers, your Metallicas, your ABBAs. Yeah. But a newer band at the time came out and really struck a chord with me. Say what you will about them, but Machine Head's Burn My Eyes is a whopper. 1,000 Lies. Old. Let Freedom Ring with a Shotgun Blast. Davidian, come on. Blood for Blood. Realize. Oh, that's so clever. I poke at Rob Flynn because I love Machine Head. I'm still a Machine Head fan. I even bought their last album. Burn My Eyes. Fuck it all. Machine Head. So in 1994, another album came out, which I did not grab from the monstrous stack of CDs that surrounds me everywhere. 9 Inch Nails, The Downward Spiral. Say what you will, but when that came out, Closer, of course, like an animal. Yeah, great. but a reptile. Industrial metal was blowing up at the time, which led me to other industrial metal, which led me to Ministry's Psalm 69. And if only we could all be as intoxicated as Gabby Hayes from the Butthole Surfers was when he sang Jesus Built My Hot Rod, I think the world would get a lot less accomplished. Just One Fix, the video with William S. Burroughs shooting a shotgun into very prolific words that were made out of styrofoam. I'm not exactly sure what was going on. Al Jorgensen kind of nodding out in the video. What's more metal than that? It was before he pierced everything on his face. Scarecrow. One of the greatest songs. New World Order. Ministry's Psalm 69 is probably the best industrial metal album. To be debated. I think it is. But, yeah. It's a way to succeed. Or a way to suck something else. I heard he shoved parts of the deli tray at a Metallica show up his, Anyway, so continuing on with the sort of industrial metal. It's got industrial elements, more towards the metal. But Fear Factory's Demanufacture came out when I was 15. It was the first time I really heard double kick, kind of like that. The industrial elements of Ray's Fulber, Dino Cazares' chuggy guitars. No solos, Dino. Maybe you could have put some solos. But Burton Bell singing Replica, HK, Hunter Killer, Flashpoint, A Therapy for Pain, Self-Bias Resistor. Fear Factory's Demanufacture is, what do you call it? The beginning of deathcore? Not really. I don't know. It was just the beginning of the start-stop riff, the staccato. Live it, learn it, love it. Okay. Danzig, How the Gods Kill. Danzig's third album is a killer record. Say what you will about Danzig. You can say a lot of things about Danzig. He likes cats, I've heard. For How the Gods Kill, Heart of the Devil, Sistinance. It's a fantastic record. Dark, ambiance, bluesy. John Christ Chuck Biscuits is the greatest name for the drummer ever. He was in Samhain, I believe, also. But that's kind of a side note. Moving on to my love of Pantera, and I was a big giant Pantera fan. Still am a big giant Pantera fan. Kind of a Phil Anselmo follower. Used to be. Still am. Whatever. But got me into the New Orleans sludge scene, which I guess would lead me to Crowbar. Yes, this is their self-titled, with High Rate Extinction. All I had to give. Kirk Winstein is the heaviest man in metal, not because of his weight. I'm not fat-shaming. He is the heaviest man because he tunes his strings to floppy strings. No quarter. The Led Zeppelin cover, No Quarter. Come on. I didn't even realize that was a Led Zeppelin song until like years later. Existence is Punishment. Ain't that the truth, Kirk? Anyway, New Orleans sludge at its finest. Crowbar is heavy. Alright, which also, New Orleans sludge, Headbangers Ball. They played a little video called Albatross by a band, Corrosion of Conformity, Deliverance. It's like ZZ Top on steroids, and then on heroin, I guess? Jack Daniels. Heroin's a little too hard, because they don't get that slow. But, Heaven's Not Overflowing, Clean My Wounds, all their little instrumentals on here. Nano Di Mano, Shake Like You. Pepper Keaton, nice guy. Met him a couple times. Pretty nice. Seems awesome. Didn't hang out. Met him. Said, hey, Pepper. He's like, what's up? I was like, hey, like your stuff. New Orleans sludge, New Orleans music, Phil Anselmo worship leads you to Down NOLA. Came out in 95. Already a huge Pantera fan at the time. Already knew Crowbar, already knew COC. But when this came out, My mind was almost shattered by the downtrodden weeping willow trees in the distance, swampy water, gators in the river type of sound that came out of this album with Temptation's Wings, Lifer, Bury Me in Smoke, Hail the Leaf, which I don't do so much anymore, Losing All, Eyes of the South, Jail, Jimmy Bower on the drums, also play guitar in this band, Eyehategod, which at 15 years old was the heaviest you could go. You can't go any heavier. The bass guitar was feeding back. How do you do that? Why do you do that? Why do you do that? Why would you feed back a bass guitar? It doesn't make any sense. I can't even name half of these song titles because it would get flagged for dirty, naughty. Who Gave Her the Roses? I can say that song title. I can't say track 4. I probably shouldn't say track 2. Take Is Needed for Pain. It's disturbing. The liner notes, I don't know if you've ever read Mike... I broke it. Jesus Christ. If you ever read Mike Nine's liner notes or his lyrics, Mike Nine Williams is a deranged person, and I'm glad he's with us. He got a liver transplant several years ago, and I'm glad he's still with us. That's about 20. I could go 20 more. I didn't talk about how the Beatles influenced me. I didn't talk about how Pink Floyd influenced me. I didn't talk about how local bands from the city which I was born influenced me. I haven't talked about lots of things, but you're just meeting me. Hi, I'm Rin. How are you doing? I hope that if you haven't already, you subscribe to the Thralls of Metal page on YouTube. Hit the little bell deal. I think your phone or your iPad or your iShoe will ping or ding when something gets uploaded. I'm kind of new to these things. I hope you enjoyed whatever it is I'm trying to convey to you. Horns, love you. Peace.